I feel the cool breeze, it's such a lovely tease.
Welcome everybody to Wednesday's Posca paint party.
Hey everybody, welcome. And today I convinced Drew to do what I wanted to do, which was to paint an Ouroboros, which is also like a yin yang sign. And I'm gonna look at my notes here and I'm gonna tell you what it is. But before I do, I want to say to those of you who are new, I'm Maria Brophy. This is Drew Brophy, and this is our weekly Posca paint party. This is one of 6 remaining Posca paint parties we have for 2020. So don't miss the next 5 after this. They're all gonna be unique and mind-blowing and inspiring. Okay, so can I say a little bit about what an Ouroboros is? Do you mind?
Like I have no choice.
He loves it when I just, take control of everything. Okay, and Ouroboros originated in ancient Egypt, which we have been to Egypt, and we've seen it in some things over there. It's a symbol of the eternal cycle of renewal, life, death, and rebirth. And it expresses the unity of all things, which never disappear, but perpetually change form in an eternal cycle of destruction and recreation. Kind of like what all living things do. So, I will go back to my little control room. You can begin the creative process.
Sure. All right, welcome everybody. Okay. First, I want to show you, I got a lot done on my project from last week. I didn't do the background yet, but I hope everybody enjoyed that. Doing the Day of the Dead skull is always really fun. And I hope everybody enjoyed Halloween. And, this kind of dovetails right into our Halloween stuff, which I was mentioning last week, which, in Halloween, the torrid meteor shower happens during this time of year. And Maria told you a little bit about an Ouroboros, which is like a snake or a dragon eating its tail. And as an artist, I'm very interested in a lot of ancient symbolism, ancient art, and modern art too, and where these things come from and the ideas and concepts that they come. There we go. There's an Ouroboros right there. This has been found all over the world in different aspects. The Ouroboros and the yin and yang are different. I like to incorporate them together because they're kind of 2 thoughts that I have. But an infinity symbol is also this type of symbol as well, which is kind of like the figure 8. Do you have another example, Maria?
I do. Give me 1 second and I'm going to pull it up for you.
And so, I come up with these ideas just to give you fun things to draw and fun things to think about and practice on. And, I love doing these things and incorporating them into my paintings kind of real subtly. So like the 2 fish that were swimming on the advertisement for the paint party was really a yin and yang kind of Ouroboros blend where they were kind of chasing each other around. The phoenix is another example of this, of fire and destruction. The dragon out of China has one. But another thought is, getting back to that meteor shower, is it's almost like the head of the meteor is chasing the elliptical orbit of a comet. And so a lot of these symbols have some astronomical background. And these were artists that were trying to depict these things that they saw in the sky. And so do you have the Squatter Man one?
Yes. Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm going to pull that up.
Yeah. So, people usually try to depict things that they saw in the sky. And then these symbols kind of like got passed down over time. This symbol is called Squatter Man. And it's a pictograph found all over the world in different shapes and forms. And originally they thought this was a man found all over the world. But now that science has caught up, they believe now that it's an event that they saw in the sky. And this would have been something that was visible from all over the world. And they think it was an electrical discharge event, which is actually a torus in its side. So I'm going to show you kind of what that means. And that's really kind of this whole concept of yin and yang and Ouroboros all in one. So it gets in depth. I'm not going to go too much into this, but just spark your imagination and these early artists that came up with these things that we see and we wonder about and maybe recreate. All right, so let's go. Oh, there we go. There's my yin and yang Ouroboros guy, which is really fun. I did that one really quick.
I love this one. It's a different twist on what we see, you know, when we look it up, when you search it, you don't see this. It's awesome. Yeah.
All right, so if we can switch to my overhead. And so what we're going to start out with is drawing a circle. And you're probably going to need a straight edge, a plate, or a compass if you have one. But first of all, I mean, it's easy enough to do a circle for the Ouroboros. But I want to show you how to do a yin and yang real quick and just show you how to do this. I start with a straight line. I'm doing this with a Posca pen, so you can see that. And then I'm going to measure, you know, I'm going to pick a middle point, let's say right here. And let's say we do it, how many inches should I do it? Maybe 9. So I'm going to do it, this is 4.5 right here. So I'm going to 9, and then half of that would be 2.25. So basically I just measure. So a lot of people, you know, forget that there's a lot of measuring in art. And, you know, for me, I'm always like just sitting there thinking that, let me get this right there. Is that right? Hold on, I got my measuring. There we go. So boom, 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 boom. But a lot of people forget that there's a lot of measuring in art. And so what I'm going to do is I got my compass. You could have started out with a plate and just done yours and then deducted it down. But just to draw circles our first deal that we have to do. And so mine's going to be 9 inches. And so I got to measure this out. Well, that didn't work. What did I do wrong? I'm trying to talk and, well, but let me just use this one. So I'll just measure what that one is. So if you have a circle like that, and then I got my straight line, I just got to measure it to see how wide it is. It's 17. So it's going to be 8.5. So it's right. So then 8.5 will be 4. And 4. But basically, I want to get the halfway point between the center and the outside point right there. And this is going to be able to give us our yin and yang. And then from there, and you could do this, you know, by hand, just kind of going like this, you know, but to get it right, this is just fun to do it with the compass. Is to hit that middle point right there. Sorry, I had this all measured out on my practice thing, but I wanted to be able to do it properly. So you got that one way and that the other way. You see how that works? So that gives you that yin and yang. And then you could just do, you know, take a quarter or something and do it here. And I would do that as my underlying deal. And then, so like on that last painting, you know, I drew the fish from there. So I made their fish eyes here and I made it like their mouth was biting here, something like this. And then I made their tails like that. And then so you can see my little fish starting to come together. So what I'm just trying to show you is in a lot of my paintings, and a lot of people don't realize this, that I have underlying geometry in there, and then I build from that point. And sometimes I don't make it so specific that it's so obvious. Like in that fish one, it's really not that obvious until I just pointed it out. Now you can kind of see how I did that. And then you just play with it, right? So
you want me to bring that up again?
Yeah, so just showing everybody how that underlying painting is in there. But I started out with a rough geometry underneath. And sometimes I do it with the compass and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just do it freehand and get that rough concept underneath. And go back to this, this overhead. So like, yeah, I'll just draw a circle and everything's in my sketch, you know? So when you're playing, you know, with these ideas and making things look cool, really comes down to some of this underlying geometry. And that's fun. So I'm going to move on to this. So I drew a little Ouroboros on here and a yin and yang symbol on here. And you could draw a dragon or you could draw a snake. I'm going to do a snake. And so I have my circle already on here, and I'm just going to do it kind of real lightly so you can see it. Can we see that? Maybe I should do another color. And I'm just going to pick, usually it's at the top, a snake head. And what's neat about this idea, I mean, is that everything's in constant motion. And I think that's one of the things they wanted to tell people. And everything is constantly changing. So that's kind of a nice concept to have. See my little snake coming together? I'm going to do a mean eye here. And if you have any questions or comments, I'd love to just have a little chat. Like I said, this is, you know, this paint party in particular is really about inspiration and get you guys excited about, you know, something you might not have known about, or practicing some underlying geometry, not just this one, but a lot of them in your painting. I mean, you can see in the skull was kind of the same way. We did that, you know, we had the template, but really you could do that, you know, real mechanically or more organically. There's no right or wrong way. It just depends on what you're going for. And he's kind of spinning around here. And then, so I got my snake here, and then I'm going to do the yin and yang guy in here. And how I'm going to do this guy, I'm going to do this one like an eye. And I'm just totally making this up. And I like to do that because I like showing you guys that not everything is, you know, totally planned out. And that's how some of these really organic ideas come out. So in this idea of yin and yang, or like polarity, I'm going to do fire and liquid. That's kind of a neat idea. And really, they're parts of the same thing, which is kind of getting back to the Ouroboros, is, you know, whether it's the head or the tail, wherever you're at. You know, yin and yang is kind of this, you know, there's hot and cold, but it's just temperature. So they're just two variations of temperature, let's say, or good and bad, or something like this. And so these are concepts that are pretty cool. And sometimes they're symbolized in some of these things, and we don't give them much thought. But when you do give it thought, you're like, wow, okay, that's a neat idea. All right. So then I got like a little water thing and a little fire thing going. And you can see how this is just starting to organically come together. So I have my two circles here, and I'm just going to kind of make it a little bit more organic, because that one's real graphic.
Is there any way to bring that closer to the screen? Because it's small.
Something like that.
That's better.
And so, folks, I'm just really trying to, you know, there again, inspire you to loosen up and play with some of these ideas. Got some eyes. I'm always have eyes and everything. They're almost like looking at each other. Okay.
So Callie wrote, I planned fire and water serpents 3 hours ago.
Yeah, so that's a really good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, not serpents, doing like remember back in the day, I had like two waves with like one dragon being fire and one being water. I mean, it's just really fun. And then the colors are great too. So you do these like blues and then do these oranges, which really complement each other. So for me, I kind of got this all played out, and I'm going to start painting. And wherever you come up with just, a circle with a snake or a dragon, it doesn't even have to be it could be a fireball, like a comet, like catching up with itself. Because that's really, I think, what it symbolizes is the fact that this elliptical orbit, it comes around and it eventually it catches up with its tail, and then it creates this whole deal. So when we were talking last week about the Day of the Dead and Halloween and the torrid meteor shower, you imagine this being the original comet, but over time, it just kept going around this orbit and it keeps going past us. And the tail has barely anything in it, but the head is like really dense material, and it has more dense material behind it, but it eventually thins out back to the tail again. And so that's kind of what I was talking about last week. And it's just really interesting that might be a way which artists articulated that concept back in ancient, probably older than Egypt. All right, I'm adding some bubbles. Hopefully everybody's drawing and coming up with these crazy ideas.
Sonia said, I needed this today. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Drew and Maria. Yeah, we needed it too.
Well, this is a great exercise in this whole concept of, polarity and cycles of time. This is something ancient people went through, and we all go through it. And there's one thing for sure, is that the world is constantly changing, and this too shall pass. This portion of it will pass. There's always going to be hot and cold in these different variations. And so whatever's going on in your life right now, it is what it is for now, but it's not going to stay that way. So, all right. So I'm going to start painting. As we paint together, please comment more. Let us know where you're from.
We have a lot of comments here, and I'm just going to run through a bunch of them. A lot of longtime Posca paint party goers like Stephen Durst and Callie, of course. Stephen's from Houston. Hugo Rock from Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
Which, Hugo, I always love seeing your art on Instagram. And Trudy, of course, from South Australia, Von Scorpion, Jim and Andrea, Jody Trujillo from Honolulu, and Marilee from Florida. We got more. I'm scrolling through if you're wondering what I'm doing here, Drew.
Oh, that's fine.
Lisa from Brooklyn. This is Lisa, third paint party. Thanks for being here, Lisa. If you run into my sister, Caroline, say hello. She lives in Brooklyn. Brittoni. Hi, Brittoni. Good to see you. She said, a beautiful message, Drew. Thank you both so much. Your community is powerful, inspiring, and loving.
Thank you.
Best compliment ever. Thank you. Jocelyn from New York. Genoa from Alaska. And of course, we've got Brandon from North Carolina. These are all the people that commented. And just to let you all know, in about 10 minutes or so, if any of you want to share what you're working on, you want to be spotlighted, of course, the drill, either raise your hand or write it in the chat and we'll get to you.
So, you know, I'm doing mine right now. And so just spontaneously, I'm making the eyeball inside here fire and just doing the opposites back and forth. And I'm sure some of you also are doing that. So I'm going to do the eyeball blue. And it makes it really easy when you have that yin and yang. You could have done like a sun and a moon is really good. And you really start to notice, I'm sure all of you artists have noticed like all these similarities and some of these symbolism and art throughout the world when they start doing this, you know, night and day, that sort of thing. But it's very natural.
Callie wrote, my water serpent is going to be cute and nice. My fire serpent is going to be mad and evil.
Yeah. That's
Perfect.
cool. It's kind of like, you know, your two sides of your personality, maybe letting it out every once in a while. And that's okay. You know, we all have, you know, extremes.
Tina B says, hello from Garden City, South Carolina. We know Garden City pretty well, don't we?
Yeah, we sure do. The Conch Cafe and Kelly Richards and going down and getting the good seafood.
Yeah, Tina, if you ever been to the Conch Cafe, let us know. Our brother-in-law owns the Conch Cafe in Garden City.
Yeah. Mr. Don Ho.
Don Ho is his name. Yeah. And then Rocco from West Virginia. Cinnamon, of course, is with us from New Zealand.
What's up, Cinnamon? It's always cool. Just, you know, we're so lucky that we can all see each other. And, you know, I always think of this every week. You know, we're all busy all week. And, you know, I look forward to the paint party because it's kind of a chance where I just kind of get to doodle and talk to everybody. And, you know, I really want to emphasize that, you know, now that you know, a lot of you have probably mastered the pens or, you know, well on your way, that I've kind of gone into more of a inspirational type of mode of just talking about things and showing you how I do things and, you know, on some simple levels. And I hope that's okay with everybody. I kind of didn't want to cover blending every week. I know some of you probably still want some blending things, but practice.
And you can always go to our YouTube channel, the Brophy Art Academy YouTube channel. We have several how to blend videos on there that you can watch if you want to revisit that.
Yeah, the Posca pens are just so good at, you know, painting on anything. So today I'm painting on a piece of wood. So I know somebody's going to ask. I did prep it first. I lightly sanded it and sprayed it with acrylic clear and just made it so it doesn't wick as much through the fibers. And so, you know, knowing how to prep things and what works best is always wise. And I had to learn the hard way. I've done everything wrong first over the years, and then slowly learned on my own how to do it right. So if I can save anybody the trouble that I've gone through, I will do my best.
Okay, I have a couple more comments I want to read. Jody Trujillo said she's making an anniversary gift for her husband using this yin and yang idea. And I just wanted to point out, so for the next 5 Posca paint parties that we do after this one, it's a great idea to use it as inspiration to paint something as a gift for somebody. Since Christmas is coming up. And let's see, we have a couple questions also. Callie asked this question, and we've heard this question many times before. How do you get the Poscas to stop cracking? Drew?
You know, I've heard this, and the only time I've seen them crack is when I'm painting on a surface that it doesn't like. And I'm not sure what you're painting on. Maybe, can you tell me what you're painting on? And we
If you
can,
can write that in the chat, then we can answer from that.
sometimes if it has like too much gesso on it, it soaks in and cracks. Or if there's a material that the pen does not like, which is not very often, and it usually only does that when you reactivate, like say clear, like so I did a really light clear on this, but if I did a real heavy clear and then painted it and then cleared it again, it would reactivate the old clear and cause the paint to crack. So that is a problem with surfboards that I'm always troubleshooting for people. And so, you know, let's find out what you're painting on and see if we can solve that problem for you.
Oh, she said she's painting on a sketchbook cover.
A sketchbook cover.
There could be something on the surface that's making it crack.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You know, some kind of coating or something. Because some of those sketchbook covers are like shiny and slick.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Bertoni asked if we sell the metallic and glitter Posca pens. We do not, but you can find them online. You know, probably Dick Blix or, yeah, Dick Blix probably has them.
Yeah, the glitter pens are amazing, and they're probably great for you, Bertoni. And the metallics. I mean, I have some of the metallics, but it was just too much to inventory here. You know, Posca's done a great job of coming up with all these new colors, and you know, my whole place will be full of Posca pens if I get every color in here.
So Tina said the conch is walking distance from my house. Love it. I'm the one that gave you the surf rock at the live paint party at Surf City in Myrtle Beach.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Right
Now
on.
we know who you are, Tina. Thank you for that.
Yeah. And that was a fun time at Surf City. We always try to do something fun whenever we're traveling, and so, you know, we're hoping to do more traveling this year. We'll see how it goes. I was hoping to go to Hawaii, maybe see Jody out there on there, and maybe paint with some of the kids. I know we sent a whole bunch of Posca pens out there for
the kids on the North Shore.
Yeah, and it'd be cool to go paint with them. You know, one of the things that we do is we try to get art supplies to people, and so that's been real rewarding. I think Posca pens are the #1 way to get people started doing art. It's just you know, it's a little less intimidating than most mediums. And you can see my little guy's coming along.
Yep.
Little snake.
It's good. Anybody that wants to share, I know Jody has her hand up and we'll get to you in just a minute. And I want to encourage more people to raise your hand or write in the chat that you want to share. Hugo Rock Art said, I love the YouTube channel, the Brophy Art Academy YouTube channel, because I can see the parties again. And I just want to say, Hugo, thank you. We noticed that you always leave us comments on there. We really appreciate that. It just helps us to know, like, when you leave a comment on our YouTube channel, it just helps us to know that we're doing a good job. So thank you.
Yeah, and you know, this just started out real organically of trying to, you know, we were doing these kind of parties live, and we were having such a good time with people, and then, you know, nobody could get together. So, you know, we started these back in March.
March 20th was the first one.
Yeah, and really, it's just been really good for us and for you guys, just for all of us to be together. I know it's pretty simple and just, but, you know, we all get to do things together. I'm hoping I'm coming up with some things that you normally wouldn't paint or think to paint, and you're trying that out. And in the process of getting better with the Posca pens, and, you know, having fun while you're doing it is everything.
Lisa wrote, I feel like I'm constantly pumping my paint pens, but I never see Drew doing that with his. Does that mean mine are just older pens?
No. You know, you'll see me go like this every once in a while. Most of my pens are well started and I shake them a lot. And also I paint every day with them. So if your pens have sat for a little while, you know, you got to get them rolling again. You know, if you haven't painted in a week.
That's a good point. Yeah, Drew literally paints 4 to 8 hours a day.
Yeah, so
I don't know if I'm exaggerating, but really he's painting every single day. So his pens are always primed. The paint's always flowing.
Yeah, so you know, I know that can get frustrating. It's important that you shake them if they've been sitting, because then they'll get kind of watery. But there's a lot of painting in there, so you know they do eventually run out. So if it feels light and the ball sounds like it's not having any resistance, that just means you ran out of ink or paint. And but yeah, that's a good observation. It's mainly just because I paint every day. And when I retire a pen, I throw it in a bin that I know that it's toast. And then I open up a new one. And I save all my pens. I don't throw them away. I save them. And if I'm going to use it for something or make another color, I just can't throw them away. You know, I know they're just designed to be replenished, but I kind of have it in my head that I'm going to make something out of them, or, you know, I've made a couple things out of them, which are kind of cool. All right. So why don't we, Maria, let's see what everybody else is working on, since I'm just kind of painting.
Okay, let's go to Jody, then we'll go to Jocelyn, and then we'll go to Von Scorpion. Okay, Jody, unmute yourself, and there we go.
Hi.
Well,
Hey,
hello. Good to see you.
Guys, so I'm doing this. It's a kind of a funny yin and yang, because my husband and I, we are complete opposites. And so we're coming up on our 28th anniversary. It's our golden 28th anniversary, 28 years on 28th this month.
Oh,
So,
wow. Congratulations. And you still like each other.
yes, yes.
That's a blessing.
Yes, it's a total blessing. So this is him on the bottom here, and I'm on the top. And no, he's on the top on the bottom because he has a beard.
I see.
Details yet. I'm just starting the background.
Right on.
Love it. All right. We need to check back with you before we close out for the day so we can see how far you've come. Sound good?
Yes.
Okay.
I like seeing all your art behind you. It's cool.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I got no place to put it, so I have to hang it.
Yeah, me too.
Well, looks good. All right, let's go say hi to Jocelyn. Hi.
Hey, Jocelyn.
There you are.
Let's see what you're working on.
I'm not done with it, but I'm doing.
Yeah, look, that looks good. And that's a great take on it, because you got it split in the canvas, and you know, it's another good way to be able to do it.
Can you just hold it in the camera for just hold it still for just a sec?
Like spread it out into different colors so it's not all black. And
yeah, so you're gonna have like a night scene and a day scene.
There you go. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, right on. Well, it looks like you're having fun. Thanks for painting with us.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Thank you for sharing. That's great.
Well, I like hers, because, you know, it really shows that you can just have fun with this. And she filled the whole canvas up, and yeah, it's just you can see how this idea is. You'll start to see it everywhere. Like when I first noticed, especially some of the geometry and patterns and symbolism, I kept seeing over and over and over again. And definitely yin and yang is one, and the Ouroboros, believe it or not, is a lot of places as well. So you'll start noticing this.
Okay, now let's go to Von Scorpion. I'm just asking you to unmute yourself, and then we're going to spotlight you.
Oh,
He's not there. Okay.
He went to go get a soda.
All right. Well, we'll come back to Von Scorpion later in a little while.
Yeah. Also wanted to show this one. You know, this was a piece I did a couple months ago, and it was kind of the same theme of, you know, spinning, you know, koi fish chasing lotus flowers, and it's that same kind of idea, which is kind of nice. Some of you might have seen me paint that. All right.
Greg had a question. How do you load an empty pen with color?
An empty pen. So you shake it first. You want to, sometimes you'll, if you don't hear the ball, that means it's stuck in the bottom. So you might have to bang it like that. And then you shake it, and then you'll press it a couple times, and then take it and put it upright. So, and let it sit for maybe 20, 30 seconds, and you'll see it start to wick out of the tip. And the tip will go from no paint in it at all, and it'll slowly fill in. And then from there, you just want to kind of get it started on some scratch paper. And, you know, when they're new, I think they're harder to paint with when they're brand new. I kind of like getting them worn in, you know, and that kind of goes to that question earlier that, you know, once I get mine worn in and flowing really good and I'm using them every day, they usually don't stop.
Greg actually clarified his question.
Yeah.
He said, I meant a retired pen with color, no paint in the chamber.
Oh, okay. So you want to restart it. So these open up backwards. So they open up like counterclockwise, and then you clean the inside out really good. And then to get the tip reactivated, you can usually soak it in like Windex and try to get that paint out of it, and it'll turn white again. It's pretty neat. Not all of it. If the pen has been dried out, it won't work. It has to be a wet tip. So you know, even if it's been sitting a while and its cap's been on, it's usually still savable. But then you can take the bigger pens and refill the smaller pens. I did that for a long time. If I had a big fat 17K, I would fill up all my 5 mils. And so, yeah, you can do that. And I used to make my own colors too. Before they had so many colors, I used to open them up and make, you know, add a little black to a red and that sort of thing. So hopefully that helps. But Windex, or don't use anything like acetone. It doesn't seem to really clean it very well. It actually dries it onto the tip. There's certain things that tend to seem to work, and other things that seem to actually mess it up. So Windex is what I've used, and there's Airbrush Cleaner. So if you own an airbrush and you have the cleaner that goes with it, that cleans the tip off really good as well. It'll reactivate that paint and loosen it up so you can clean it all off. Hopefully that was good. All right, I'm going to do my background now. I'm going to do a little black. So can we, anybody else want to show what they're working on? Or
yeah, we need a few more people to share. Okay, Callie's ready. Good. All right, let's see what Callie's doing. Unmute yourself, and then I'm going to spotlight you.
Hello.
hey, Callie.
Hello.
This is I'm starting on my water one.
Oh, that looks so good. It's
So good. Oh my God.
I was
like
gonna do like a mohawk wave thing.
Yeah, I like the shapes that you did there. That's good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you. That's so awesome.
Well, I really like the different ways you can interpret this, and it seems like everybody's kind of settled into, you know, knowing that you don't have to paint exactly what I am doing, and that's great. It goes back to just really want to be inspiring and get you painting different things and thinking about different things and trying different things. You know, because I always used to paint the same things, you know, waves and suns, because I like to surf. And it's nice when you get the opportunity to, or challenge to do something that you normally wouldn't do. And then you learn from it.
Okay, let's go hop over to Tina B in Garden City. Tina, if you could unmute yourself, and then we're going to spotlight you. If you're ready, there you are.
Hey, Tina.
Hi there.
Yeah.
I just am playing with it, just having fun.
That looks good. Those look like those Egyptian eyes, those all-seeing eyes of Egypt.
Yeah. That's
so
awesome.
It was so great to meet you guys down at Surf City. And yeah, I recently picked up some of my other art from the gallery I had it in, and this was an acrylic pour from a scoop.
Oh, wow, that looks cool.
And then this was a small palette knife one I did of the Garden City Pier at night. So,
oh, wow, I love that. All the reflections.
We can only see half of it. Can you? There you go. Okay, that's better. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow.
So, yeah, I have fun with it.
Yeah, you're not scared. The palette knife's got to be kind of hard, huh?
You know, I watched a Zoom video of two artists from Georgetown that showed how they did their abstract with palette knives, and it was kind of like, do it fast and just get it done. And it really was inspiring watching you. I've tried more techniques that I would never have tried. So I'm grateful, because during this since March, I've learned so many new things about art, and just have continued being inspired in all different manners and trying something new all the time. So thank you guys for being such a great inspiration.
Oh, you're welcome. That's awesome.
So much. And you know, if that what Tina just said made me think of a Woody Allen quote, you know, what is it? 80% of success is just showing up. And everybody that shows up week after week and just does it, just gets creative. I mean, they're the ones that are experiencing the growth.
Well, and
you know, they're learning more things about themselves. You know, the more you create, the more you learn about what you're capable of.
Yeah. And also just the activity in itself. I mean, of course, we're all learning something, but it's very relaxing to paint, to have something that you're focused on and being committed to finishing it. And all these like little projects that we do are small enough where you can finish them and do them pretty well in a short amount of time. And that's kind of my goal. That way, you know, you're satisfied with what you did. You can look at it, think about things you can do better, but also just the activity in itself is very relaxing, and hopefully relieve some anxiety and you know, just settle you down a little bit, because all of us are maybe doing too much and or trying to do too much. And any activity that makes you feel better is a good time well spent.
And one thing I meant to mention earlier, you know, every week we have a Posca paint pen gift set giveaway. And last week's winner has not yet sent us their shipping address, Roylene Cool, and you are here right now. I see you're here. Please email us your shipping address. You can email it to hello@brophyartacademy.com, and we'll ship out your winning. Congratulations.
That's cool. How many Posca pen sets have we given away this year?
Oh my gosh, that's a good question. A lot.
No.
I don't know. And, you know, we have to thank Posca for that, the company that makes the Posca paint pens. They They've given us a lot of gift sets to give away. They've allowed us to do that, and we're really grateful for that. They also sponsor these paint parties. They are responsible in large part for us being able to do this. So we have a lot of loyalty to Posca. Drew has been loyal to Posca 20 years before we ever really had a good relationship with them, because it's his favorite medium. And we can say we've gotten to know a lot of the people at the company, and they're just really good people. On top of making a premium product, they're just good people.
Yeah, and they love seeing all the creativity. So they like these paint parties. They like seeing what you're doing. They get on here and watch every once in a while to see what's going on. And you know, they like seeing what their pens can do. So let's show them what they can do.
Does anybody else want to share? We have about 12 minutes left. Bertoni, we're going to come to you in just one second. Rocco said, Drew, I really like what you shared there. Yes, we were all under some different way of living nowadays. I'm 52. Thanks, Rocco.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go over to Bertoni.
She's definitely doing something cool. What is she doing?
She's always doing something cool. Let's see. There she is. Hi.
Hi.
What's going down?
So good to see your gorgeous face.
Listening to Iration. Do you guys listen to Iration?
No.
We'll have to start.
Obsessed. Like
what
beyond
is that?
obsessed.
A band?
I'm doing Angel Wings with chakra colors.
Oh, yeah.
What an amazing idea.
Yeah.
Love that idea.
Thank you. Do you have any suggestions other than black lining it? But
I don't know. I'd maybe think about the space behind it. Like almost, I picture it almost like flying in blue skies with clouds or something. But
yeah, I vision that too.
Yeah.
I guess the painting you just did, I think did that have a sky in the background?
With the one, oh, this one, yeah, it had like it has like a sun, like a rising sun in it.
Okay.
But yeah, that's cool. I like the idea of wings, like anything that you can kind of do like dual. So, you know, it could be hands or wings or eyes or, you know, two different characters. I'm really, you know, had anybody heard of the Ouroboros before?
Yeah, if you have, share it in the comments.
Or if they know
if I were to guess, I'd say maybe if anybody did, it would be like one person out of 36 on here right now.
Well, they've probably seen the snake eating its tail, but not known what it was really called.
Right.
It's interesting, you know, all the symbolism that I learned, you know, I'll read something and like, oh my gosh, you know, this is something that I've seen before. And then I learn about it and I'm always just amazed that it's usually super old and ancient. And that kind of makes me feel good that art, you know, these are all artists' articulations. So, you know, somewhere way back when some artist came up with this idea to articulate a concept that people were having a hard time understanding. And so in some ways, that's what artists' jobs are, is to articulate information so other people can understand it. And I kind of like that. It gives, you know, it's more than just art. You know, it's, you know, these concepts.
Greg Oler said that he's done quite a few of the tattoos.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Tattoo World's definitely got some. and anybody who's into astronomy and would probably be knowledgeable about it.
Okay, we got a couple more people that want to share. Cinnamon and then Nancy in that order. Cinnamon, if you could unmute yourself, and then we're going to spotlight your video.
There she is.
I love that.
Hi. Thank you. So I've been doing a yin and yang with a dragon tail through it, like that.
Yeah.
So it's gonna go between the night and the daytime. And the black dragon tail will go through there. But I'm trying to do a lily pad around it, and I can't seem to get the shape right.
A lily pad. It looks pretty good. It looks like a lily pad to me. Just got to play with the colors a little bit, but it looks like it's sitting there at an angle.
Yeah, and this is my mom's one.
Oh wow, look at mom. Mom's having fun.
Yeah.
So you all paint together every day, or just?
Sorry?
I said, do y'all paint together every day, or just on Wednesdays?
Just got half day of school.
Yeah, just got a half day off school, so today's mainly been the first time in a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I'm always happy to see you and see what you're working on, Cinnamon.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, good job. Thank you for sharing. Let's see, Nancy, we're gonna we have two Nancys, so let's see, let me make sure I go to the right Nancy. Okay, we're gonna go to not Nancy in Montana, but the other Nancy. Nancy's, hi Nancy.
Actually, it's the same one. I could just see better on my computer.
Oh, I see. So you're on here twice. You know what? That's funny. I do that all the time too. I'll have
nice to see you guys finally.
Yeah, nice to see you. Welcome.
Oh, that's what I'm working on.
Oh, that's great.
And it's on fabric. So these are my experiments.
So how's it working on the fabric? Pretty good?
It's okay. It soaks in pretty fast. So if I want a really bright color, I have to go over it several times, and it doesn't blend quite as well. But other than that, it's been working out okay.
That's great. And you're in Montana?
Right.
Right on.
And remember that 10-degree day a while back?
Yeah.
We had a beautiful 50-degree day today. It was gorgeous.
Wow. So it's
congratulations. It warmed up a little.
Finally.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, that's looking good.
Thanks, you guys. We appreciate everything.
All right.
Well, we appreciate everybody showing up, because if you weren't here, we wouldn't be here. So thanks for being here.
We'd be talking to each other.
Which we do a lot, but we need other people too in our lives.
But it's really nice because we really missed painting together live. And, just imagine if we were all in the same room together, how much you would learn and you'd feed off the inspiration. So this is kind of like the next best thing. And, you make new friends. There's something really nice that I noticed live about painting together was that people relaxed and they had a common thing to talk about. And it was just a really good icebreaker for people. I don't know about you, but I'm a little bit of an introvert, and, being able to, do something with a group of people like this or in person is pretty cool. You don't have to do a whole lot of talking, but, you're just kind of cruising, and it's just a good activity.
We have 6 minutes left, and Brandon Crease wants to share. So Brandon, we're going to spotlight you right now. Hey, what's up?
Guys?
Hey, Brandon.
How's it going?
We're good. So
awesome.
What you working on?
So I've kind of been multitasking tonight, and I didn't get a chance to paint, but I've got a canvas here that I did a little while back with the same kind of thing going on.
Yeah, I see that. The sun and the wave. That's a great thing for tonight.
Oh my gosh. I love those colors. That's so vibrant.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. I'm trying to get the lighting right in here. There we go.
Wow, that looks cool. And the walls painted behind you too. You've painted everything. Look at this.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
You got
my God, you got shoes there? Show us what else you got.
That's all I have in here right now. Some shoes I'm working on.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, those look nice.
Where are you located?
I'm in North Carolina.
North Carolina, what part?
Greensboro, kind of in the middle. I'm about 3.5 hours from Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, not too far.
Good.
Yeah.
We're going to be out there for the holidays.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're hoping
I'd love to meet you guys sometime.
Yeah, we might do something at Surf City Surf Shop again. We don't know. We haven't lined it. We're still figuring it out, but we'll announce it. If you follow us, if you follow Drew on Instagram, he's at Drew Brophy on Instagram. He'll announce it once we figure it out.
Yeah, that looks good, man. All your stuff looks great.
Yeah,
appreciate it. I mean, it's all because of you guys.
Thanks.
Oh, thanks. Well, that's good to know.
The Posca pens, you can see. I mean, you know, that's a great example. Having shown him or seen all his work. You know, just all the different things you can paint on, and then seeing that fabric being painted. That was me. I was like telling people I'll paint on anything, and we haven't seen our friends down in Argentina for a while, but
I know I miss them.
Those kids were painting on everything. They were running out of stuff to paint on because they were kind of trapped.
I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to contact them and find out where they've been.
Yeah, they probably just got busy with school, but it just shows you the versatility of Posca, and that we can do some really neat things. I'm liking this. I love that. We started out, doing sketches like this. Or where did my camera go?
Oh.
You put the camera back, Maria?
Okay, hang on.
But it's just nice that, we have this concept, and then we built upon it. There's some ideas, and then everybody made it their own and are kind of doing their own thing. And, I'm going to finish mine afterwards, and you guys finish yours. And there again, I just hope that it inspired people to maybe look some of this stuff up, learn about it, be inspired by it, and create cool art based off of those inspirations. And, you can see it, like I was saying, in this piece here, and that, I take these ideas and expand upon them all the time. And, it's really balanced, and it's kind of gets into composition. You can play with, the complementary colors. There again, it's just the exercises that make things go from good to great. And the more you paint, the better you're going to get. And, building upon, like when you see some of my bigger pieces of work that I spend loads of time on, they have all this stuff in it. It's just a combination of a lot of little things that make this big project. And it's all from, just doing lots of little things and then being able to get more and more complex. Some of the paintings that I do, like that I'm working on right now, they take weeks to do, and I paint them about as fast as I just did this. But the one thing I do, the painting I've kind of gotten mastered, it's the ideas. The ideas are what make things really amazing. So that's kind of what I'm stressing, is that, being inspired by some of these ideas and then working on that sketch and that concept to the point where you make something amazing, an amazing idea. Then from there, you know how to paint it. So mastering the paint pens is one thing, but mastering these ideas are really the fun part. And I'm on to the black line, so I'm not sure how much time we have, but I'm going to get some.
We have 1 minute left. Of course, we'll go over a minute or two.
1 minute.
But Bertoni had asked what varnish you suggest to seal a canvas before hanging it in a bathroom. And I remember we had answered that question, but I don't remember what the answer was. What kind of varnish?
So if you're hanging it in the bathroom, you just want to spray it with, I use that satin clear acrylic due to it kind of wets out really nice and it doesn't leave a shine, so that it's nice and even. But I can remember, and you want to do a couple coats of that and just get it, don't bury it the first time. And so it's like really thick. You just want some light coats and until it's covered. But if it's going to be in the bathroom and getting moisture, I suggest you do the back side as well. And so that way it doesn't come through the other side. I've seen that happen a lot, and or like it's moldy on the back side of the painting, which is not good. So, and I do that with like even my wood and sometimes my stretcher bars and things like that, because if it gets heat or something like that, heated up, it will warp.
So would this be
this
something that you would use?
Yeah, you could use.
So this is a brand Rust-Oleum, but Krylon also works. There's probably other brands out there that are just as good.
Yeah, and if you want to use like a brush on varnish, I would suggest using this first, and then afterwards you'd want to use a water-based varnish on top of that if you were looking for a nice deep clear. There's lots of ways you can do it. You know, clear coating is like a whole nother process almost. I bury a lot of my paintings in lots of varnish to make them really deep. And then sometimes I like them just to be really flat so that light doesn't reflect off of them. So depending on what I'm trying to get, I do them differently.
So we have two more questions before we end. Let's just answer them. Nancy asked, what do you do outside the circle?
Oh, outside the circle. So I haven't done anything on mine, but you could just trap it with color, or you could almost do like a sunburst effect, you know, where you could be blasting a sun, you know, out in every direction. It's really up to you.
Get creative.
One of the things I also think of is I could do like floating bubbles, like so to make it more dimensional. I could go over my. So look at this.
Well, you kind of did that in this one, didn't you?
Yeah.
Like floating bubbles.
But look, I'm just showing real quick that, you know, I could add bubbles like that over my snake and then have them come out and force perspective it. So all of a sudden it looks like you're coming from out here into it. And you could be doing it the opposite way there, like it's almost, you know, fading out. So playing with those ideas is on little projects like this really kind of allow you to practice these things. This one, you know, if I make this like a bubble, like really big here, you know, something like that, and then get those bubbles and then they're going in, you can see how it sucks you in. So there's all kind of little effects. The sunburst idea works. This force perspective works, but it's really up to you. Yeah.
So I wanted to say that the next 5 Posca paint parties are going to be unique, little different than what we've done in the past. And I just want to invite all of you to just be completely, what am I trying to say? Just be open to it. Just be open to it. So next week, we're going to do some Hopi Indian inspired art.
Yeah.
And even if that's not inspiring to you, trust me, it will be.
Yeah. So the Hopi, we live in Southern California. We travel to the Grand Canyon area, Four Corners area quite often. And the Hopi and Navajo art is just absolutely amazing. If you look at the Kachina dolls of the Hopi and Navajo and their blankets and textiles, the patterning, just some amazing bright colors. So maybe look up some of that stuff for next week, get inspired, and we'll have fun.
And so Sonia wrote in the chat, Hopi art, oh, yay, yay, yay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we know you're going to be here next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is going to be a lot of fun. Thank you all for being here. We really appreciate your good vibes and your contribution. And we'll see you next week.
All right. And somebody's going to win more pens.
Oh, yeah. We'll announce it afterwards. Go to Brophy Art Academy on Instagram and you'll see if you were the winner.
Yep.
All right.
See you later.
Bye, everybody. Bye.